Before I start this episode, I would like to acknowledge the brutal murder of George Floyd by the police and the Black Lives Matter movement that followed in its wake. Past Quarantine is strongly against racism in all its forms. I'm quite well aware that I only have a handful of viewers, but if I can help change someone's mind or donate to the Black Lives Matter cause or help a person in a minority group not feel alone in these troubled times. So I'm going to try and use my small platform to help. As a middle-class white male, I couldn't even begin to understand how people experience racism. Sadly, this is not just an American issue. In my home country of Australia, too many Aboriginal people are subject to racism and brutality from the police. If you can donate, there will be a link in the description. Please stay safe, fight for justice, and let's end racism now.
Super Mario Bros. 2 is an NES game from 1988. I remember playing this game as a kid and thinking it was very different than other Mario games of the time. And 30 years later, it's definitely different than all the other Mario games. First of all, it breaks the mold by having you not save Princess Peach, and there's no Bowser in sight. Instead, you are taking on a character named Wart, and you're not in the Mushroom Kingdom anymore, you're in a dreamland called Subcon. The differences don't stop there. Instead of jumping on your enemies, the core game mechanic is you pick up items and throw them at your enemies. The last big difference from Super Mario Bros. 1 and 3 is that you can play as Princess Peach and allegedly Donald Trump's penis, along with Luigi and Mario. Each character has their own strengths and weaknesses. Mario is the most rounded character, Luigi can jump higher than the other three, Princess Peach can glide, and allegedly Donald Trump's penis is the fastest but isn't very good at jumping, probably due to having no backbone. There are a few pros and cons to this game when compared to other Mario games from the same generation. Pro, you have a health bar which you can increase by finding mushrooms. Con, when you're on your last health point, you turn into the small version of your character, but the hitboxes sort of sit in between the two sizes, so it's very easy to think a shot will miss you but ends up hitting you and killing you. Pro, some levels have vertical sections, which is a nice change of pace. Con, this results in some leaps of faith and not being able to see enemies that are above you and accidentally jumping into them. Pro, money actually has a tangible use in this game, with each level ending in a mini-game coin slot machine, which you can earn extra lives. Con, this can result in earning no lives as it is randomized, and you can end up with a gambling addiction. Pro, you are given 2 continues which takes you back to the start of the stage. Con, there are less random lives to find throughout the game. Now, there is a reason why this game feels so different to Super Mario Bros. 1 and 3. I suggest you go watch Gaming Historian's episode on it. Link will be in the description. Super Mario Bros. 2 is a good classic Mario game. A bit harder than the other two of the same generation, and I think not as well polished. But if you've played 1 and 3 to death like I have, 2 is a nice change. This game is also very important to the Mario series, as it is the first time Western audiences were introduced to Luigi being different than Mario. He was able to jump higher, and the character was portrayed taller than Mario. And it has been a staple for the character ever since. And who would have thought Nintendo adding allegedly Donald Trump's penis to a game would still be relevant more than 30 years later? This has been Past Quarantine.